At the sign of the spy-glass. When I had done breakfasting, the squire gave me a note addressed to John Silver, at the sign of the spy-glass, and told me I should easily find the place by following the line of the docks and keeping a bright lookout for a little tavern with a large brass telescope for sign. I set off, overjoyed at this opportunity to see some more of the ships and seamen, and picked my way among a great crowd of people and carts and bales, for the dock was now at its busiest, until I found the tavern in question. It was a bright enough little place of entertainment. The sign was newly painted, the windows had neat red curtains, the floor was clean sanded. There was a street on each side and an open door on both, which made the large, low room pretty clear to see in spite of the clouds of tobacco smoke. The customers were mostly seafaring men, and they talked so loudly that I hung at the door and was afraid to enter. As I was waiting, a man came out of the side room, and at a glance I was sure it must be Long John. His left leg was cut off close by the hip, and under the left shoulder he carried a crutch, which he managed with wonderful dexterity, hopping about upon it like a bird. He was very tall and strong, with a face as big as a ham, plain and pale, but intelligent and smiling. Indeed, he seemed in the most cheerful spirits, whistling as he moved about among the tables, with a merry word or a slap on the shoulder for the more favored of his guests. Now, to tell you the truth, from the very first mention of Long John in Squire Trevenany's letter, I had taken a fear in my mind that he might prove to be the very one-legged sailor whom I had watched for so long at the Long Bamboo. But one look at the man before me was enough. I had seen the captain, the black dog, and the blind man Pew, and I thought I knew what a buccaneer was like. A very different creature, according to me, from this clean, pleasant-tempered landlord. I plucked up courage at once, crossed the threshold, and walked right up to the man where he stood, propped on his crutch, talking to a customer. "Mr. Silver, sir?" I asked, holding out a note. "Yes, my lad," said he. "Such is my name, to be sure. And who may you be?" And then he saw the squire's letter. He seemed to me to give something almost like a start. "Oh," said he, quite loud, offering his hand. "I see you are our new cabin boy. Pleased I am to see you." And he took my hand in his large, firm grasp. Just then one of the customers at the far side rose suddenly and made for the door. It was closed by him. He was out in the street in a moment, but his hurry has attracted my notice, and I recognized him at once. It was the tallow-faced man, wanting two fingers, who had come first to the Admiral Bamboo. "Oh," I cried, "stop him! It's the black dog." "I don't care two coppers who he is," cried Silver, "but he hasn't paid his score. Harry, run and catch him." One of the others, who was nearest to the door, leaped out and started in pursuit. "If he were Admiral Hawke, he shall pay his score," cried Silver, and then relinquishing my hand. "Who did you say he was?" he asked. "Black what?" "Dog, sir," said I. "Has Mr. Trotaway not told you of the buccaneers? He was one of them." "So?" cried Silver. "In my house? Ben, run and help Harry. One of those swabs, was he? Was that you drinking with him, Morgan? Step up here." The man who we called Morgan, an old gray-haired, mahogany-faced sailor, came forward pretty sheepishly, rolling his squid. "Now, Morgan," said Long John very sternly, "you never clapped your eyes on that black dog before, did you now?" "No, not I, sir," said Morgan, with a salute. "You didn't know his name, did you?" "No, sir." "By the powers, Tom Morgan, it's as good For you, exclaimed the landlord. If you had been mixed up with the like of that, you'd have never had put another foot in my house. You may lay to that. Now, what was he saying to you? I don't rightly know, sir, answered Morgan. Do you call that a head on your shoulders, or a blessed dead eye? Cried John. Don't rightly know, don't you? Perhaps you don't happen to rightly know who you was speaking to, perhaps. Come now, what was he jawing? Voyages, captains, ships, pipe out. What was it? He was talking of keel-hauling, answered Morgan. Keel-hauling, was you? And a mighty suitable thing, too. And you may lay to that. Get back to your place for a labber, Tom. And then as Morgan rode back to his seat, Silver added to me in a confidential whisper that he was very flattering, as I thought. He's quite an honest man, Tom Morgan. Unstupid. And now, he ran on again aloud. Let's see, Black Dog? No, I don't know that name. Not I. Yet, I kind of think yes, I've seen the swab. He used to come here with a blind beggar he used. That he did, you may be sure, said I. I knew the blind man too. His name was Pew. It was, cried Silver, now quite excited. Pew, that were his name for certain. And he looked at the shark, he did. If we run down the Black Dog now, there'll be news for Captain Trelawney. Ben's a good runner. Few seamen run better than Ben. He should run him down and overhand by the powers. He talked a keel-hauling, did he? I'll keel-haul him. At the time he was jerking out these phrases, he was stumping up and down the tavern on his crutch, slapping tables with his hand, and giving such a show of excitement as would have convinced an old Bailey judge or a Bow Street runner. My suspicions had been thoroughly reawakened on finding Black Dog at the spyglass, and I watched the cook narrowly. But he was too deep and too ready and too clever for me, and by the time the two men had come back out of breath and confessed they had lost the track in the crowd and been scolded like thieves, I would have gone bail for the innocence of Long John Silver. See here now, Hawkins, said he. Here's a blessed hard thing on a man like me now, ain't it? There's Captain Trelawney. What's he to think? Here I have this confounded son of a Dutchman sitting on my house drinking on my own rum. Here you come and tells me of it plain. And here I let him give us all the sleep before my blessed deadlights. Now, Hawkins, do you do me justice with the captain. You're a lad, you are, but you're smart as a paint. I see that when you first come in. Now, here it is. What could I do with this old timber? I hobbled on. When I was an A.B. master mariner, I'd have come up alongside of him, hand over hand, and broached him into an embrace of old shackles. I would. But now... And then, all of a sudden, he stopped, and his jaw dropped as he thought that he had remembered something. The score, he burst out. 3 goes of rum. Why shiver my timbers if I haven't forgotten my score? And falling on a bench, he laughed until the tears ran down his cheeks. I could not help joining, and we laughed together, peal after peal, until the tavern rang again. Why, what a precious old sea-calf I am, he said at last, whipping his cheeks. You and me should get on well, Hawkins, for I'll take my doughy, I should be ratted ship's boy. But come now, stand by to go about. This won't do. Duty is duty. Messmates, I put on my old cockerel hat and step along with you to the Captain Trelawney and report here affair. For mind you, it's serious, young Hawkins, and neither you nor me come out of it with what I should make so bold as to call credit. Nor you either, says you, not smart. None of the pairs of us smart, but dash my buttons. That was good and about my score.